Buckle up, guys. This is going to be one of those what the F moment in our life. Really, I didn't know. I cannot believe it moment that we have been quite used to. But I can tell you the information that has been hidden from us is mind blowing, guys. The amount of narrative control they have put on planet Earth is insane. You have no idea. Even today, this place, Iraq, is exactly same as it was 300,000 years ago. Nothing has changed, and this information, I guarantee you, it will change your life and your health like never before. Now you know where you need to go when your health and your life you feel like going down the drain. This is insane, guys. I always used to think like why aliens, like this is kind of when I entered into the conspiracy world decades back. I always used to think why aliens chose Iraq, guys, like modern day Iraq. It was called Sumer and Ur, etc. But this region, it is 300,000 years ago, as Lloyd Pye genetically proved it. Our mitochondrial DNA itself says our DNA goes back to 3 lakh 300,000 years ago. So during that time, why did they choose this region, guys? That was the intriguing question I had for decades. Why not Thailand, guys? Forget India. No one goes to India or China or Russia or US as people go to Thailand, right? Near the beach, having a good time, partying all night. There is no beach in Iraq, guys. Why did they choose this region? Was my question. Even now, if you see, Bangkok retains title as the most visited city in the world. Thailand is the number one choice. But not for these guys. Why did these guys choose Iraq than Thailand? Because if I had money, like whenever I feel down and I want to research and explore, I go to Southeast Asia, as does the world, right? You move to Thailand to reset your batteries and enjoy your life. No one wants to go to Iraq, but these people choose Iraq, guys. Why? I I am blown away, guys. The narrative control, the brainwashing that they have on humanity is incredible. I cannot believe for so many decades we missed this, and finally, in the last few weeks, I decoded it. Why they chose Iraq than any other place on planet Earth, and this place may be kind of desert, but the energies of this region is still exactly as it was 300,000 years ago, guys. You have no idea. Be prepared to be blown away why these people chose Iraq, Sumerians, Anunnaki than Thailand or near the beach or Korea or India or USA, right? A desert place, well, at least before there was no desert, but still you get my point. And I will tell you the narrative control they have set. I never knew this, guys. Honestly, I thought bakery came from Germany. When I was in Germany, when I was working, I used to go every day to get my daily bread, thinking that I am eating bread from the original source. Nothing could be further from the truth. Bakery did not come from Germany, nor from France, nor from Dutch. You may have gone to all three, but you may have never gone through Iraqi bakery. What if I told you the bakery, the entire concept of bakery came from Iraq, guys, not from Germany? Well, when we enter into conspiracy, we kind of know, but the detail, guys, the detail, exactly the detail how bread is made, even today. So do not make a mistake. If you see a German bakery and if you see a Iraqi bakery, run to Iraqi bakery, because we Asians are insanely fooled. Like, our brainwashing is beyond off chart, guys. We think German bakery and German European Europe did not even anything like invent anything. I am telling you, everything came from Middle East, guys. We will prove it today. Forget about even the beer, guys. I am telling you all this to know that there is some chemical compounds that were there in Sumer, the beer and bakery that they made. We can use it to improve our health, guys. I am telling you this. This is what the F video that wish we knew decades back, but the narrative is so incredible, guys. You will think everything came from Europe, right? Europe is the cradle of civilization. No, not yesterday, not today, and never in the future. Everything, even today, is from Iraq. So this intrigued me when I was making the video on licorice. Licorice is thought to have originated in Iraq. So I already knew, I kind of done a basic research on Iraq and Sumer. Then we know everything from wheat to barley to brinjal to lentils to all our food came from Iraq. And this licorice was so incredible, like it solved almost 90% of human problem. I have already covered it, from cancer to respiratory infection to lungs, everything, cardiovascular, heart disease, with proof. This is not from some hosh-posh website. This is from NCBI, right? So they have the entire proof, but it originated in Iraq, guys. As you can see, it originated in Iraq. So we have already covered this, and we know from our conspiracy research that the wheat and the vegetables, everything was lowered from Nibiru, right? So experts who have established that agriculture itself, like, they are telling that it came from Near East, but we know where exactly it came from and how it was made. It was not natural selection. All the foods that you are eating right now did not originate naturally on earth, guys. They were all brought down. Thousands of generations of genetic selections through nature are needed to achieve even a modest degree of sophistication. However, the period, time, or place in which such a gradual and prolonged process could have taken place is nowhere to be found on earth. There is no explanation for this botanical genetic miracle unless the process was not one of natural selection but rather of artificial manipulation. So the wheat that 90% of humanity uses, the cereals, plants, trees, fruit, vegetable, domesticated animals were lowered, guys. The Sumerians knew the answer. They said that seeds were gift from Anu to earth from his celestial abode. Nibiru, wheat, barley, hemp came down to earth from the 12th planet. Agriculture and animal domestication were gift that Enlil and Enki respectively gave to humanity. We know this, but we don't know why the Sumerians choose Iraq, guys. Why? They have thousands of better places with sea and beach and sunny all day, like how we digital nomads are doing. We want to be near the beach and where the sun shines all year long, right? But why Sumerians were exactly 180-degree opposite to human thinking. They never cared for the beach. So one crucial thing, super critical thing we were missing, that we found out now. Why they chose Iraq than Thailand, guys, or Bali, or India, or US, or Japan? Why Iraq, the country that nobody cares, that we will start caring now? I guarantee you 100%. 20 things the modern world still uses from ancient Sumer, Iraq. Still remember in our history lesson, this was all attributed to Europe. How Europe was the cradle, Greco-Roman, right? Everything came from Greco-Roman. Only when I came into the conspiracy truther world did I even knew about Sumer. That is how the control is. So if you are an Asian, especially Asians are completely brainwashed about Iraq and Middle East. We still 90% of Asians still think that everything came from Europe, and I will prove it today. Everything came from Iraq. Writing, first written language ever, basis of record keeping, contracts, literature, mathematics, arithmetic, algebra, thinking, tables, base 60 number system. Your time 60 seconds, 60 minutes, 360 did not come from Pythagoras, guys. Didn't come from Galileo Galilei. Didn't come from Newton. Didn't come from Einstein. It came from Sumer. Geometry, land measurement, angles, area, the wheel, transport, Euclid principle and all that we studied in school. The wheel, time measurement, law codes, former written laws, later Hammurabi, modern legal system, contracts and receipts. This we really think came from British, right? And Europe, Greco-Roman. Urban city planning, agriculture at scale, domesticated grains, professional specialization, bakers, scribes, priests, merchants, builders, they all came from Iraq. Banking came from modern day Iraq, guys. Loans, interest, debts. You think Israeli and Jews created it? No. There is a super critical information that I want to tell you, but we need to unfortunately go through all this to arrive at what we missed and how they controlled it. Astronomy, medicine, architecture, maps, fermentation technology, formal education, you see. Everything came from Iraq. Things wrongly credited to Europe but born in Sumer. Written law and legal code often credited to Roman law. Sumerian law existed 1000 years before Rome. Formal mathematics credited to Greeks. It came from Sumer. Time division came from Sumer. The wheel came from Mesopotamia. Urban civilization. You see how Europe entirely hijacked, guys. They think, if for the benefit of the elites, of course, what I'm telling is Europeans and Indians and Chinese, we all are suffering under the Anunnaki, but that is not my point. The narrative control and the some crucial things they missed which we can use for our health is the point of my video, guys, not divide and rule. Urban civilization did not come from Greece, it came from Sumer. Banking, loans, professional education, astronomy, standard words, fermented bread and beer technology. This I will cover it in detail, guys, because this is where we are missing very crucial technology, I would say. The uncomfortable historical truth: Europe did not invent civilizational core systems, it inherited, refined, and rebranded. Copy paste. Sumer invented the operating system, Europe built better interface. Why this still matters today? This explains why Iraq regenerates culturally so fast. I was blown away, guys, when I looked into going to Iraq. Yes, really, I really wanted to go to Iraq because of the herbs that they have, guys. So one thought keep coming back to me, like Iraq has already been destroyed, right? We have seen thousands of videos about how millions of Iraqis unfortunately died in the hands of the empire, right? The American empire. And I thought it will never have the infrastructure, good hotels, etc., for me to stay longer and research and get the herbs, etc. How wrong! If you are thinking the same way, I am ready to give you the information which will completely shatter the image that you have of present day Iraq, guys. And this is so super critical for us, how and why this place regenerates so fast, guys. You will be blown away. Be ready. You are witnessing civilizational muscle memory. Nothing can destroy this region called Iraq. And we know the people who did this to Iraqis. We know Americans are also brainwashed. But This can be saved. They don't have to suffer. I want to show you the difference between the modern day Iraqis. They have moved on, guys. Why the present day Iraqis do not have PTSD, but the people who did have PTSD and suicidal thoughts. US soldiers committing suicide in record numbers. Last year there were 24 suicides. That equates to suicide rate of just over 17 per 100,000 soldiers serving in Iraq and Kuwait. So the people who did atrocities are dying in America, but the people who suffered have come back to life, guys. 1 in 5 Iraq and Afghan veterans suffer from PTSD. So this cure, post-traumatic stress disorder, is only with the Americans, not with the Iraqis. Be ready. Why, guys? Why Iraqis have moved on? Literally, bygones are bygones. They don't carry the hangover of past wars today. You will be blown away. So, when I was planning to go, like when I wanted to do a deep research on Iraq and Sumer. So I thought I actually spent half of my life in Southeast Asia for all this research. But this place is what we have been missing. The key to our regeneration and regeneration, guys, is in Iraq. So I was looking at half expecting, like I never expected anything to come out of Iraq because it has been devastated, right? It is not the fault of Iraqis. It has gone through multiple wars in so many decades. But when I watch this video, believe me, I want you to subscribe and watch these videos from Arab Diaries, guys. You will be blown away. I will just go through some of the clips. As you can see, this when I saw this first video, I was the look at the roads, guys. How clean. There are no cities, unfortunately, in South Asia. Like in India, you will never see such a clean street after 75 years of independence. You can see this is so amazing. When you watch this Al Mutambi street in Iraq, you will be blown away how incredible the development is. It looks like a, some cities in Europe, guys. It is so clean, and you look at the people. There are no beggars. There are no poor people. Every guy wears a shoe. I was like kind of looking at their dress sense and the amount of like the development they have. You see the people. Everyone is wearing good dress and good shoes, and they look all happy. They don't carry any trauma. I have watched thousands like hours of videos now on Iraq now. This is one of the videos. Then I like this is Karbala, where the US empire destroyed this, and like you see this, he is taking a boat tour, and you see the trees making a amazing arc, and this neon light green color is, you see the time and effort it takes, guys. It certainly would take decades, but it all came back within few years. This is what I was confused, guys. How did Iraq rebuild so fast, guys? This is insane. It goes for miles. You see the lighting, and the streets are so clean, right? And this all came in the last few years, literally. This is insane. You see, I have been like in many places, even in Southeast Asia, in Europe. We don't have this. In India, definitely there is no street with this covered light. In Bali there is, but it is only 100 meters, not going on for miles. You see the amount of effort it takes for a war-torn country. I will come to it why I am saying this word again and again, because it relates to a super critical information that the aliens have hidden, guys. Why they chose Iraq, and why, if you see the development, it is coming back to life so fast. You see, so clean, right? So I was blown away. I thought it is a war-torn country. How will I find the hotels and the food to eat, right, when I go there and search for herb? Like I am so ashamed now. If you see Iraq 2026, be ready. You can watch his videos on Iraq, and I will guarantee you, you will be blown away. This track is put in the last month, guys. There will be a tram service in this street. And there is an ancient Sumerian road also. This goes for miles. You will see the ancient Sumerian architecture. This is a night time, but you see the cleanliness of these streets. This street, you see, this is the ancient Sumerian architecture. You can see how fast Iraq is developing. So I wanted to compare like how many years it took for other countries to come back from trauma, right? Iraq is number one, guys. It didn't take Iraq to come back from its misery. It came back to its glorious days in few years compared to even Japan, China and US, guys. How? Now we know how. Because it relates to earth geometry, guys. Latitude and longitude. The earth resonance frequency, Schumann resonance, is very high in this region, super high. So anything that goes down comes up super quick. So this is the amount of wars that modern day Iraq went through since 1920. Major conflicts and instability, compressed timeline, World War I aftermath, Ottoman collapse, artificial borders imposed, state created without organic unity, coups and internal instability, 1930 to 60s, multiple coups, weak institution. We already know about Iran-Iraq war, 8 years of trench warfare, 1 million casualties combined, economy devastated. Then every decade, guys, Gulf War, 90 massive bombing campaign, million people died again, UN sanctions, 12 years of economic strangulation, currency collapse, malnutrition, brain drain. Then we know this fake invasion 911, right? Here 2 million Iraqis died. Iraq led invasion, state dismantled, army dissolved, power vacuum created. But what I saw in the people of Iraq, they don't carry the trauma, guys. They are as happy as yesterday. They are not carrying, but Americans who invaded are carrying the trauma of Iraq, PTSD, suicide. Iraqis are not committing suicide. Why, guys? They are back. Believe me, once you watch this video, you'll be blown away from Arab Diaries, civil war, ISIS war, major cities occupied, Mosul nearly flattened. Net result, 37 years of near continuous trauma. This is not normal for any country. You see, in this modern world, Iraq suffered like anything. When was Iraq's last major chaos? 2014, 27, ISIS. We know ISIS, CIA and all. There is no ISIS. It is a CIA Mossad operation. We know all this, but that's not the point. By, you see, ISIS defeated, reconstruction phase begins. By 23-25, visible normalization, clean street, revive market, cultural festival, tourism restarting. So yes, 5 to 7 years is the real recovery window you are observing. Now compare Iraq versus other civilization. Japan, total devastation, 1945, US occupation, full control. Recovery to stability, 10 to 20 years. Europe, after World War II, 15 to 25 years. United States, 45 to 55 years. China, 50 years. India, we are still struggling, 75 plus years. But so much problem in India, guys. We are so slow, nothing is happening, right? Many African and South Asians are never even recovered from that pre-colonial strength. So why Iraq recovery is exceptionally fast? I found the truth that we can use it now, guys. Iraq had no Marshall Plan, no occupational era industrial rebuilding, no global sympathy. We forgot about it, right? I have completely forgotten for decades. This is only for the Harvard research I started looking, and I was pleasantly surprised. Recovered in 6 years. The real reason Iraq rebounded so fast is civilizational memory. Iraq isn't a young nation trying to invent identity, it's rebooting a 7,000 year operating system. This is because mainstream, this is actually 300,000 year. They have the core operating system of what we know as civilization, guys, which is why the Greco-Roman already went away, bye bye, right? Only Iraq has the operating system of how to come back to life, and we can use that in our conspiracy world so that we will not be destroyed. Functional food culture, fermented staples, state metabolism, low social stress, they do not carry, guys, PTSD. A well fed population recovers fast psychologically. Strong family, social structure, baseline economic engine. As you can see, final comparison Iraq, Japan, Europe, China, India. Visible normalcy in 6 years, guys. I'm telling you, this is just insane. This is actually most some parts of Iraq is looking more beautiful than India by miles, or Pakistan, or Sri Lanka, or Nepal, or Bangladesh. Even some places like in the Philippines and Cambodia, etc., and most places in Europe. In 6 years, guys, the line you quoted is accurate. You are not seeing miracle. You are seeing a civilizational reboot from its original operating system. Iraq didn't develop; it remembered itself. So this is the insane of the insane video. If you want to see one video about Iraq development, please watch this Bab al Aga, a tour inside Baghdad huge bakery. Once I watched this video, I started to question myself, guys, and my information. Where the F we are getting the information for narrative control and brainwashing, guys. I am telling you, you may not have even, well, we Indians use less bakery product, but even if you are a European, or you are a American, or if you are from the Philippines, because Philippines and Bali have, and Thailand also have big bakery culture. You may not have seen such a big bakery in your life, plus the variety, guys. So I thought, did even bakery concept originated in Iraq, not in Europe, as we are told, right? Yes, even the concept of bakery came from Iraq, guys. You see, there is so many varieties, and this bakery is so huge, and it has come back to life in such a short period of time, guys. This is insane. You see the size of this bakery, and I will, like, you see the cake and burger and bun and biscuits, everything came from Iraq, guys. All the things that we know is from Europe is actually from Iraq. You see, because they have the civilizational memory to reinvent themselves. You see the size. I would really request you to watch this video to unbrainwash yourself. You see I have never seen such a big bakery, even in Europe, guys. There may be some, I don't know, because I have been to many bakeries in Germany. I didn't see any of this size. I don't think there is bakery of this size even in Dubai. Certainly not in Thailand. I didn't see anywhere, or in US as well. So this is the reason, guys. This is the bakery name, Bab al Aga Bakery. So this bakery is the it's a very ancient bakery, but its origin is insane, guys. This is what will shock you. Bakery culture did not start in Europe, as we are led to believe, mostly in Asia. Those who are into history books and into conspiracy will already know, but majority of people think that bakery originated in Europe by default, right? Europe inherited it, Iraq invented it, Mesopotamia, birthplace of bread itself. You see, archaeology is very clear on this. First cultivated wheat and barley, Mesopotamia. First oven, clay and mud ovens in Sumer. First leavened bread, Mesopotamia. First baker profession is Sumerian city states. First bread records, cuneiform tablets. Some tablets list 30 to 40 different types of bread, guys. Flavored, sweetened, ritual breads. That already beats medieval Europe. You see the variety? What makes Iraqi bakery culture unique and superior? Continuous unbroken transmission. Europe had Roman collapse, Dark Ages, loss of techniques. Iraq had Sumer, Akkad, Babylon, Assyria, Absar, Ottoman, modern Iraq, no civilizational reset. Variety, proof of antiquity. You notice the insane rage, multiple grain bread blends, fermentation stages, sweet and savory hybrids. Like this is, once you watch the whole video, you will know the scale of bakery profession, guys. Europe at the same time had one or two coarse bread, mostly rye and barley. How Mesopotamian bakeries spread to the world, the diffusion path, Mesopotamia, Levant, Persia, Andalusia, Europe. Arabs brought advanced baking to Spain, like literally, guys, for decades, for years. I thought like bakery came from Germany. I really thought, and croissants and Italy pizza and all, right. Everything came from Middle East, guys. Everything what you know, from wine to even beer. Beer is, Germans are not the expert, and the best beer is from Iraq. We will show you, but the technique we can use it. Why Bab al Aga feels ancient to you instinctively? Because when I looked at this bakery, I immediately knew this is it. Large displays, abundance matters, manual rhythm, no branding, minimalism, bread as daily necessity. European bakeries today are boutique, selective, often performative. Bab al Aga is functional, communal, rooted, confident. That confidence only comes from thousands of years of food sovereignty. Europe connection to mainstream history. Europe has the best bakery culture is what we know. That's like saying Silicon Valley invented mathematics. Europe refined bakery culture. Iraq created it. Why this matters beyond food, bread, civilization. So we'll come to this. And same with the beer, guys. Beer did not originate in Germany or Europe. Beer was invented in Sumer, modern day Iraq. Beer originated in Sumer. This so the fermentation technique is what I wanted to stress, guys. This is super critical for us. The fermentation, how the way of making the bread is super critical for our health. As you can see, cake, donut, Iraqi, this fermentation. So Iraqi bread versus European bread. Wheat type, ancient land rice, high yield dwarf wheat, gluten, modern. That is why many have gluten intoxicity, right? Gluten intolerance. But when you eat Iraqi bread, you won't have gluten intolerant, excessive inflammatory, mineral density high, diluted, fermentation. You see, Iraqi bread, yeast, wild bakery culture, commercial yeast, time, hours to overnight. European bread, often rushed, acidity, mild balanced, often sharp or absent. Iraqi bread, microbiome friendly. European bread is the reason you get gluten intolerance and glycemic diabetes, guys. Baking method, heat very fast, lower longer, enzymes preserved, often destroyed. You see, structure softer, thinner, thin crust, thick crust. Fermentation, this is what we are missing, guys. This is why Iraqi people are moved on, guys, while the Americans are still suffering from PTSD. When you see the videos of Iraqis, you can feel it. They are so happy than the people who did the crime to Iraqi people back in America are still suffering from PTSD. Because the key is the food, guys. Fermentation, gut health creates serotonin, happiness, hormones, right? Fermentation, gut health, and why Mesopotamians were strong. This is where it gets biological. Ancient Mesopotamian diets was prebiotic and probiotic. They ate fermented bread, fermented dairy, dates, legume, fish, bitter grains. This creates high butyrate producing bacteria, stable blood sugar, low cortisol, strong immune tone. Fermented bread, metabolic stabilizer. Fermentation breaks down phytic acid, release zinc, magnesium, iron, reduces FODMAP stress, lowers post-meal glucose spikes. This is why people stay lean, skin looks good, teeth remain strong, energy steady. Not gym culture, gut culture. When you look at the videos, you don't see any malnutrition among Iraqis, guys. Every Iraqi man and woman in the videos look super healthy and they are smiling and their skin tone doesn't look like they just came out of a trauma ward from the hospital. Everyone has become normal, guys. How within 5 years? Why you don't see malnourishment? Mesopotamian food culture focuses on staples done right, not hyper processed, not sugar dominated, not protein obsession. India lost its balance. Europe industrialized, Iraq preserved it. Why Baba Aga feels overwhelming and Western bakeries don't. Western bakers, selective minimalist boutique, aesthetic driven. Baba Laga, abundance, functional, communal, civilizational confidence. You see, bread is not food, bread is infrastructure. A civilization controls grain, understand fermentations, maintains bakery diversity, feeds every day, do not collapse permanently. That's why Iraq rebuilds. People look grounded. Grooming is effortless. Street feel human. Begging is rare. You will see that once you watch the videos on Iraq. This is in my entire life. I have never seen a country coming back to life so fast, guys. This is insane. I'm telling you, this I'm asking questions in chat gpt. So this is why they are not even getting diabetes, guys. When I eat bread, I always have some gut problem, but we need to bring back the Iraqi method of making bread and beer, guys. Bread, there is not glucose, because many of, humans are suffering from gut problems, but actually in the diet there shouldn't be diabetes or high blood pressure. So the key is butyrate, invisible cosmetics. So the Iraqi food has amazing butyrate production. India, we have totally destroyed it. Even West has gone. Iraq has fermented food, mineral rich tradition, shared meals, rhythmic eating, stable gut ecology, as you can see. So same with the beer, guys. This one shatters the narrative completely. Beer did not originate in Germany or Europe. Beer was invented in Sumer, Mesopotamia, and not as party drink but as nutrition, medicine, and social glue. Beer originated in Sumer. That's 5000 to, we know, a way back, but let's go with their number. The oldest beer recipe on earth is Sumerian, the hymn to Ninkasi, a religious hymn, a brewing recipe, a fermentation manual, Nikasi, goddess of beer. So this is how actually the beer should be made, not how the Europeans make it. Sumerian beer was low alcohol, thick and cloudy, full of B vitamins, minerals, fermentation, probiotics. It functioned as liquid bread, safe hydration, cleaner than water, gut stabilizer, stress reducer. This directly links to strong bodies, clear skin, calm nervous system. Yes, same butyrate logic. Beer was part of the economy. Beer wages paid to worker, different beer stand for laborers, priests, elites. Beer rations recorded by law. Beer came from bread. This, guys. Sumerians made beer from bapir, beer bread, malted barley, dates, honey. Process bake bread, crumble into water, ferment naturally, drink with straws to avoid sediment. So beer, fermented bread in liquid form. You see the difference of making the beer. So this is far more healthy, guys. Gut health and metabolic stability. How beer travel from Iraq to Europe. So you can see the time it. Europe did not invent beer. It inherited it, modified it, standardized it, marketed it. What Germany actually contributed, they did some changes like hop, temperature control, yeast isolation. But Sumer is where the key is, guys. What we need to really learn from. So why this was erased from popular history, Eurocentrism, colonial narrative, loss of fermentation, literally. So one thing that I feel we are missing is this fermentation, guys. That is why our health is very problematic for most of the ancient Sumerian beer, alcohol 2 to 4%, unfiltered, cloudy, thick, drunk fresh, made from malted barley, fermented bread, sometimes date and honey. So when you take the real original beer, this is what happens: low glucose, high vitamins, magnesium, potassium, live micro fermentation, resistant starch. Result: stable blood sugar, high bitrate production, low cortisol, calm nervous system, satiation. Ancient beer, liquid fermented food, guys. Modern industrial beer alcohol 5 to 9%, filtered, pasteurized, carbonated, made for shell life. Not nutrition, minimal micronutrients. Metabolic effect: rapid glucose, alcohol spike, insulin surge, cortisol response, gut barrier irritation, yeast fragment without prebiotics. Result: inflammation, bloating, fat storage, anxiety, addiction cycle. Modern beer, ethanol delivery system. You see the difference? That is insane, guys. Why beer and bread together stabilize society? This is the civilizational secret. As you can see, how far we have come from the truth, guys. How beer and bread is actually came from Iraq, and even now you will not see an Iraqi doing this. They have moved on, guys. 20 years post invasion, many Iraq veterans haven't found peace. But the Iraqis do, because of gut, guys. Butyrate their food, make sure they regenerate and renovate themselves so fast. The recreational and regeneration in Iraq is insane, guys. This is what we are. We are not come out of our past trauma. We are still suffering 10 years, 20 years. Some bad things happen to us, and still we are paying the price. Except for the people in Iraq, is what I am seeing. And even some YouTubers have gone to, American YouTubers have gone to Iraq, and you will see Iraqis don't hold a grudge against them. They are very happy to see Americans. They have moved on, guys, because of their food, fermented food. So this is the key, guys. And Iraq was like always, Baghdad was the center of everything, the Islamic golden age. You can see Baghdad, the world's largest city at that time. So I was thinking, why, how is this happening? Why Baghdad? They choose the area around Baghdad, right? Why did Anunnaki choose this? They have hundreds of other better places in the world. So when I looked into this, my eye fell here, guys. You see the coordinates: 33 degree and 44 degree. This, guys, why? This is what I was blown away. Though this was not willy nilly. This was not a gamble, casino. Like throw your dice and where it falls, we will make our empire there. No, guys, they were highly advanced aliens. They chose this because the latitude and longitude crisscross in Baghdad, Iraq. As you can see, Iraq 33 and 44 exact. So this 33 you already know, right? The eagle, Freemason. But after lot of research, I came to know this 33 number, the reason they chose the Freemasons and everyone, is not ritual sacrifice or destruction. The exact opposite. It is regeneration, guys. Anything. That is why for thousands of years, like Freemason secret society was created in Sumer 300,000 years ago. How it is still alive, guys? Because of the energy, because of the grid lattice that Bruce Katie talks about, the resonance frequency in the area of Iraq regenerates, guys. It rebuilds your body. Same way, anything that is created in Iraq stays on forever, for a very long time. That is why they decided to create humanity in Enki and Enlil created humanity in Iraq. They brought the genetics and humans from Africa, but the lab of Enki, as we know, was in Iraq, right? Nineveh and Babylon areas. So this 33 3 number relates to the place where your soul and body is connected, guys. So this 3 and 3 is extra powerful, master number, right? So contrary to what we know about 33 as Freemason, that is not, guys. This is science. That is why they chose Iraq. You see 33 44. So this is health decodation 101. That is why Iraq came back to life within 5 years, much before than Japan, Korea ever did. Just in 5 years. The reason Freemason put 33, we have other geometric combinations we have discussed this already, but the biological thing we were missing, guys. So when you see a bakery, don't go to German, go to Iraqi bakery. They are still maintaining, and when you feel down, as we all did, we go to Thailand and Southeast Asia. That is good, but the alien science and logic we do not have, guys. We need to go to Iraq. Iraq is where you will feel regenerated and come back to life again. You will feel you can leave your stress behind, post traumatic stress disorder. Every American that is suffering from PTSD should go back to Iraq, stay there for few months. He will be back and cheerful. He won't feel suicidal, right? So I was looking at the Sumerian king list. We have 1 star 3000. So earlier the Sumerian kings and people lived for thousands of years, guys. This is not a mathematical discrepancy, because the pace itself gives you, guys, you can live for thousands of years with certain techniques. It doesn't, and there is, okay, one word I will use it, there is no entropy in Iraq, guys. Entropy is the minimal. There is the least amount of entropy, like the thing that goes away in the entire world we now know is Iraq, which is why the kings in this region lived for thousands of years, 36,000 years. Sumerian 43,000 years, you see, insane. 21,000 years. Then after the deluge, the genetic engineering, the age lowered, but 600, 900 is still a large figure, right? So the reason the Anunnaki chose not for aesthetics, guys, but for regeneration. So I was looking into that, like what the modern Anunnakis are telling about. So you see, they already know, guys, is the US making a great gamble to reshape Iraq. So only country that I know, we know Israel, but that Trump used is not India, make India great again, or make Australia, New Zealand. He only used this, make Iraq great again, because his handlers already know Iraq is the only place on planet Earth that cannot be destroyed, guys. Period. It will come back again and again and again, because it is connected to Earth geomagnetic field, guys. The place which has the highest resonance frequency, which makes you come back again and again and again. So they already know, they are just putting this. So you can see United States President Donald Trump's second administration has introduced a bold and unconventional strategy for the Middle East, but I don't know what will happen to Palestine or Lebanon or Iran right now, but I can 100% tell you Iraq will come back again. This, because the aliens know the geographic coordinate of planet Earth. Egypt will not come, I am not sure. India, China, Japan, I don't know, but I can, America. But you can bet your last cent, if you want to regenerate your genetics, you have to go to Iraq, guys. At the center of Trump's ambitious goal is that the new US envoy, this guy is also Iraqi, I have done the research, to his goal of make Iraq. Iraq will develop like before. There will be sacrifices and there will be, like, ritual bombing and all. But this place is never going anywhere, guys. So we now know a place where we could, once we have enough funds, to restart our body and our civilization back, guys. So yeah, guys, this is what I wanted to tell you, why aliens choose Iraq than any other place because of these coordinates are related to amazing regeneration of our health. Yeah, guys, I will make other videos soon. This is become a long video, but next video will be on China. Why China was a ancient giant tree in the past. That is one video. That is even before the state of planet Earth, even before there was oxygen and carbon, there was another planet Earth. In that place, the China that you know was a giant tree, guys. The entire length and breadth of China, that is 2,500 kilometers, was a giant tree. Yeah, guys, I will make next video soon.